Barely got everything in my bag because I didn't like fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. So yeah, I'm fucking out of here.
And I thought that I saw, when I first came out, a white figure over in the trees, that direction, hiding behind the tree. 10 minutes later, and they're back.
Jenna is an experienced outdoors woman. She's spent countless nights camping alone in remote areas, pushing herself and enjoying the peace that only the wilderness can offer. But one trip, which began just like any other, left her shaken and cutting her plans short.
My winter sleeping bag is huge, which is why you're seeing my backpack look so big. So I'm out here on Crown Land and I'm gonna do a little bit of a bushcraft camp out today. I have my backpack with my sleeping kit and my cooking kit. I have my tarp and some pegs, and I have the forest all to myself.
She had driven into the forest, parked in a quiet, secluded area, and hiked deep into the woods. Once she found a good spot, she started chopping firewood and clearing branches, not just for warmth, but also to make sure no one could accidentally stumble into her camp.
Every time I come out and camp, I learn more things, or I hopefully at least get better at one thing. I need rocks. Ooh, a metal crowbar, even better. I found this on my walk here. I'm not even taking the time to pack up nicely because I just want to get out of here.
But things started to feel off earlier that day, when a white SUV pulled up and a man got out, claiming he had been there earlier and had forgotten something. Right away, something about him didn't sit right with Jenna. The idea of a stranger knowing she was alone and planning to stay the night left her feeling vulnerable. So, she moved to a second spot, deeper in the woods, farther away from any roads. But the SUV showed up again, this time slowly driving past that area. That was the second time. Wanting to be cautious, she packed up and relocated a third time, even deeper into the forest. She hoped the man hadn't seen where she went and started to relax, until she saw it. The same white SUV, again, a third time. That was all she needed.
Barely got everything in my bag because I didn't like fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. I have half my stuff in my food bag. It's gonna be okay. He's not here right now. Like, this is where he pulled out to, and he literally took a look at me and turned around and pulled out. But I know it was the same car. It was like a white SUV with a bag over the back of his window. and he turned around and I saw that same bag. So yeah, I'm fucking out of here. Just to explain what just happened there. This morning I got here pretty early and I pulled out to the spot that I thought was going to be my spot for the night, and I was getting my backpack, getting ready to leave the car, when this white SUV pulled up and this guy walked out, and he walked up to my campsite, or where my car was parked, and he was like, hey, me and my girlfriend were here this morning and I left something, I'm just going to go look for it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I wanted to wait inside the van until he got back out of the woods and left, so that I knew he wasn't like still out there and that he wouldn't know where I was going to hike to. So I was waiting in the car for like a while, and it started to get suspicious that he was like out in the woods for that long. And so I walked up to his car, first of all to get the license plate, but also to see if his girlfriend was actually in there. But the windows were like heavily tinted to the point that I couldn't even see in. And I went back to my car and I just got a bad feeling from that. So I drove my van up to another campsite. I don't like, even if that man meant no harm, like I don't like when somebody, especially a man, knows where I am when I'm in the woods alone, or knows that I'm in the woods alone in the first place. Obviously my boyfriend always knows where I am and where I'm going, but when I'm out here, I don't like bumping into people, especially if it's just a guy on his own, because then he knows that I'm alone and he knows where I am and he knows that I'm vulnerable in the woods. I don't like that. So I was already on edge all day debating if I even wanted to camp out, but I basically, like I said, I drove my van all the way to a new spot. I hid it in the trees and I hiked like away from my van, so I wasn't even on the same trail as I was like parked near. And then the rest of the day went fine. The sky was beautiful, the weather was great, I was having a great time out there, got a lot done. And then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I see that same car. I know it was the same car because when I looked at the license plate, I saw his back window was gone and he just had like a garbage bag over it. And I saw a white SUV pull up in the distance, and then I saw it like stop where I'm pretty sure he saw me, and then he turned around and left, and as he was leaving I saw that like garbage bag on the back. I was very uneasy, like why did I see that man twice? Why did I never see his girlfriend that he mentioned? Why was he driving around a bunch of different campsites all day? I also don't like the vibe I got from him in the first place, and I just needed to get out of here. But that does really bother me because it sucks that I can't just come out here and have a good time. Like I have to be worried about some creepy man wandering around at night.
With fear building and adrenaline kicking in, Jenna quickly packed up her gear and hiked back to her car, leaving the site behind. She later said it wasn't worth the risk. Someone had shown up not once or twice, but 3 times acting suspiciously, knowing she was completely alone. If she hadn't trusted her gut, who knows how this story might have ended. Jake is a traveler who turned an old scrapyard truck into his home on wheels. He explores the country solo, often sleeping in remote or empty areas. But one night, his peaceful stop took a dark turn. After spending the day exploring, Jake parked in a spot he'd stayed at before, somewhere he thought was quiet and safe. But around midnight, he was jolted awake by something outside.
Alright, it's like 12:30 in the morning. A car just pulled up into the parking lot. It honked its horn and then did a lap around me. Heard a door open and close. And I saw a guy walk right in front of my car, like brushing the front corner of it. I heard some talking and stuff, and I'm looking out the window right now at 2 people in all black in hoods. They're hiding under a security camera, like probably out of sight. And they've got a bag on the ground, like a big duffel or backpack or something. And I don't know if they're like doing a drug deal or if they've got tools in there and they're fixing to break into my garage. But I don't really like this. Suddenly they have vanished. It looked like they went around that back corner of the building, but I don't really know.
A car had pulled up. It didn't just drive past. It parked nearby, and 2 people stepped out. They were dressed in all black, wearing hoods, and began creeping around a nearby garage. What was strange was how deliberately they avoided the security camera, almost like they'd done this before. Jake stayed completely silent, watching from inside his vehicle, heart pounding. Eventually, the pair got back into their car and left. But the tension didn't fade, and just when Jake started to relax again, they came back.
10 minutes later, and they're back. I'm just trying to sleep, man. Just walking over here right now. Bro, what the There's one going over there. And the other one is still over here. I don't like this at all. This doesn't seem good at all. Especially because they were dropped off here and the car left. I think I've spent too many nights here and they want to know what's in the back of this thing, or they want to, I don't know, man. I don't know.
This time, they circled around Jake's truck. He began to worry that maybe he'd been noticed on previous nights and was now being targeted. He stayed awake for hours, anxiety eating away at him, until he finally managed to drift off, but not before hearing strange screaming in the distance and seeing the same pair hovering in the area for over half an hour.
Made it through the night. This trash can is now sitting in kind of the middle of the pavement here for some reason. So that happened sometime between passing out and waking up. I fell asleep sitting here on guard, kind of listening. There was revving of engines, yelling and screaming. And I saw those two people doing sketchy stuff for like half an hour, and there was more screaming after that. So I decided to put my windshield cover up, and I decided to put my keys in the ignition to get power to our digital rear view mirror. So I was able to swipe and have a view front and behind of the truck, and fell asleep watching that, keeping guard. And fortunately, I killed the truck battery completely. So
He never found out who they were or what they wanted, but that night stayed with him. Why were they creeping around in the middle of the night? Why his van? Jake may have moved on to new places, but that moment left a mark. Brett is on a mission to find proof that Bigfoot is real. He's explored forests, mountains, and caves in search of the truth, documenting every eerie sound and unexplained figure. But what he captured on this particular trip was something even he wasn't prepared for. He ventured into a wooded area, passing through abandoned mines and thick bushes.
See, these are the kind of places where things could hide, and you'd never know where they were. Stay up there. we're gonna go back that way, a little ways. There's another mine right there. They're just everywhere. See, that one's, man, I wonder how many people actually died in these things.
Not long into his hike, he began hearing loud, deliberate footsteps nearby. Heavy branches snapped, not like an animal darting through, but like something big was pacing, watching. Later, when reviewing his footage, Brett noticed something hidden in the trees, A massive, furry figure, just barely camouflaged against the woods. It wasn't a bear. It wasn't a person. It was something else entirely. But that wasn't the end of it. With his camera still rolling, Brett came face to face with what he believed could only be Bigfoot.
Okay, I've got a better angle, I think. You see that thing moving? Something's moving. Something is moving. Freak. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. That's some footage, but that's all I got.
You can see it, just ahead, barely visible between the trees. Massive, standing upright, blending in with the trees as if it didn't want to be caught. Was this the moment Brett had spent years chasing? Had he truly captured one of the most mysterious creatures ever reported? He moved on, continuing his exploration, but the encounter stayed with him. This was, by far, one of the strongest pieces of evidence he had ever caught. And it left even skeptics asking, what was that? This eerie clip from 2019 resurfaced online and left viewers baffled. It begins with a man hiking alone at night, just him, his flashlight, and a camera. The trail is quiet, peaceful even. Crickets chirp, the air is still, and nothing seems out of place, until something catches his attention. Off in the distance, scattered among the trees, are several strange red lights. They flicker faintly, not moving like flashlights or vehicles, and their glow doesn't seem natural. He puts his flashlight aside, hoping to see them more clearly.
Right on top of that fucking hill right there. Look at that. Maybe somebody can tell me what this is.
Were they drones? Eyes? Something else? Some viewers believe the pattern and behavior of the lights are consistent with UFO sightings. Others think there may have been someone, or something, watching him that night. Whatever the case, the hiker was alone and the woods were empty. Or so he thought. Brian and Katana are known for their chilling explorations, haunted buildings, mysterious forests, and unsettling encounters. But one winter camping trip left them and their friends terrified in a way they hadn't expected.
Maybe the cold? I don't know. Because it clicked the first time. I don't know if it's supposed to make a noise. But I mean, if we want to take shifts, just to
paranormal or something along that line. I don't, but then again, like, or it could have been a really smart person.
schizophrenic. No, but for real, if you
For
are
real,
seeing
there's no
things,
people,
that's
Lauren.
spooky. We've had that happen with Spike once before.
What the fuck? There's a building there? That doesn't make any sense.
What?
What? Okay.
You alright?
What building?
They'd set up camp in the snow-covered forest, lit a fire, and were enjoying a calm evening. But curiosity led them to check out an old, supposedly abandoned campsite nearby. As they approached the area, everything was still. The only sound was the crunch of snow under their boots, until one of them spotted something strange.
There's no buildings over there that I know of.
Like it looked like 3 people or one big black object. But it was 3 people. It looked like it was right there.
Could it have been maybe the stump with a tree?
No, it was up against, like, legit up against the bridge.
Interesting.
Lauren said she saw 3 figures standing on a nearby bridge, completely still. But as they all looked closer, no one was there. No footprints, no voices, just the quiet sounds of the forest. They pressed on and found the abandoned tent. It was large, half collapsed, but still had gear inside, as if someone had left in a hurry. No car tracks, no other campers. Nothing but the eerie feeling that they were being watched.
Well,
Looks like a nice tent though.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking weird.
There are no footprints.
There's no fire, there's no vehicle.
Maybe it was their first time setting up a tent. They didn't know how to take it down and just gave up.
It looks like the wind just beat it down. So it's probably been out here for a while.
There's a kid's shoe in there. They didn't even really care to take their stuff out.
Left in a hurry.
It seems like they left in a hurry.
But like the tarp is still on and everything. They didn't even bother to try.
A storm came in and they left really quick, and then
Maybe they planned on coming back for it and then just didn't.
Or they were here during a storm that was so bad that it broke the fence while they were here. That was good.
let's hope they're okay.
It's pretty frozen. I don't know how far up I can get it on my own. Can I have a hand? So far, I'm really not seeing any need for alarm. I'm guessing it's just a bunch of
Abandoned
bad-
tent.
It's all wet.
Well, yeah. I would just leave it. There's no blood or anything pulling out. I don't think it's a person. And I mean, if there's a shoot here, it's not like they leave a corpse and take a child. You know, someone had to have been here to take the kid away if there was an injury. I don't want to leave a child by themselves like that. I think it's just a tent.
Looks pretty f***ed up.
It's very, very
I'm
fucked up.
curious as to what that is.
We're pretty much right there with it. this looked like it was from the other side, like this is just extra fabric one step, that would make a bump like that too.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's an empty tent with some candy wrappers and a kid's shoe. Could have even been parents said, you guys can go camping, we'll come check on you every day.
Further into the woods, they found strange tree markings and private property signs. Then fresh tracks in the snow, but they were too big to be human or animal.
That kind of pinky orange, I think, right? That could be some leaves or something. I have bad eyes. I think it's just my eyes. For a little bit, and then ownership will change to one has liability. Oh, private. That, not gonna lie. Well, you can see like other human footprints, like maybe, but this looks.
I don't think those are human footprints.
I don't think so. It's like two little circles. Those look like coyotes. I could see. Oh, maybe these are coyotes, but those I don't know.
Those are not toes going.
Well, over here too.
That might have been Brian.
Yeah. I did a foot comparison.
Oh, come here.
So it's what's it about the size of your shoe, honey?
No.
Way bigger.
Way
Get
bigger.
the camera. Get the camera. Look at the toes. Look at the phalanges on this thing.
Even if he was wearing like. Yeah, look.
Yeah. They're still over here too.
I'm guessing it's either somebody with like natural toes, like those shoes, like a nature head.
But out here?
That.
What the fuck was that?
Dude, we're literally finding this right now. No, those are the same size as my foot,
Suddenly, a loud guttural roar echoed through the trees. The group froze. Whatever made that sound, it wasn't anything they could explain. Back at their camp later that night, things only got creepier.
Everybody went to bed. I put out the fire, and then maybe an hour later, the fire was up and going again. Which, yeah, I know, wind picks up, embers are still there, it ignites, but I dumped liquid on everything that was still burning. Like, I put it out completely, spread everything around the pit. So it's weird. Could be coincidence, yeah. Get up, put it out. This mother would have dumped more liquid on it. Whatever. Go back to bed, get back in the hammock. Maybe 20 minutes later, we think that we hear something walking around. Could be an animal, could be something. I think we hear it kind of looking through one tent, Brian and Tana's tent. And then think that we hear it, I guess rainfly canopy set up to keep them dry. And we hear it going through the tarp. Here, I'll give you one. Brian, Katana. Here, going through there. We heard it come over. Get into the storage tarp right here. And then that's Lauren and Ice. And we kind of heard it as a bit of us. We got real quiet. I was like, shh, be quiet. We don't know what it is. Could be a person, could be an animal. And then we hear it rummaging. Stops for a second. And we think we hear fire bags. We're like, oh shit, somebody's in our tent. But then, like, I felt it crawl under my hammock, and it like rubbed up on the bottom of it.
Their fire, which had been completely put out, suddenly reignited. Then came the sound of footsteps circling their tents. Weapons in hand, they yelled into the darkness, trying to scare off whatever was out there.
So we yelled, and then I was like, I'm not comfortable. We're not gonna sleep. So I got up, made a fire, strapped up a little bit, and yeah, that was all. That started around 2. It is now like 4:30 almost.
The next night, they attempted a paranormal session with spirit detection equipment. As soon as the devices turned on, the first word spoken chilled them to the bone, and the tension only built from there.
My mind very quickly went into kind of a state of panic almost when I turned on the Ovilus and it said what it said.
Beast.
Oh.
Equation complete. Ride. Square. Material. Out. Pop.
The
Skip.
first fucking word.
Eggs.
Especially after what we saw today. What the was that? Did you not hear that?
No, I did. That's why. Bleeds. What was it?
Beast!
Really? Completion. Equation completion out.
That's good.
Because it was like kind of there, and I was like, okay.
Force. Thin. Mike.
Force then Mike.
Force, thin, Mike, like the name Mike.
Yeah. Is your name Mike?
Only. Periodical. Castle.
It's weird for it to be. If it says anything specifically.
Building.
It
M.
didn't sound.
Chess. Fruit. List.
Yeah, I haven't been getting anything out here. I have like that service.
It said eerie in a spooky voice.
Set sent.
Are you trying to make it eerie for us?
Probably sent me.
Around new.
Interest.
Are you interested in something?
Where?
We're interested. Like further back.
Holy shit. By the tree?
It just went all the way up to red.
Could it be my phone? I just pulled it out.
It's in your pocket right now. I don't think it's gonna reach this far. Yeah, no, that's nobody's phone.
Holy shit.
Mine's in my butt pocket right now. There's no way it's setting it off.
Makes me think maybe there was a sacrifice here at some point because it keeps mentioning stuff that
Evil.
go along those lines. Did you see us drive away earlier?
Were they being watched by something supernatural? Was the abandoned tent connected? Whatever the answer, they knew they weren't alone. On January 10th, 2016, what started as a peaceful fishing trip nearly turned into a fatal encounter. A man had headed into the forests along the Kanagawa River in Fufuki City, Japan. planning to cast his line and enjoy a quiet day by the stream. But nature had other plans. At first, he noticed some odd markings on the trees. He assumed it was the work of wild boars, a common sight in the area. But it wasn't long before he realized something far more dangerous was nearby. Without warning, a huge bear came charging out of the trees. The man did what he could. He screamed, tried to make himself look bigger, even yelled in desperation to scare it off. As he scrambled backwards along the rocks, he lost his footing and fell. Miraculously, the bear backed off, but only for a moment. Just as he thought the danger had passed, the bear returned, charging again with terrifying speed. This time, the man screamed with everything he had. Fear, rage, anything to survive. Somehow, it worked. The bear retreated into the woods for good, and the man was left shaking, breathless, and unbelievably lucky to be alive. One wrong step, 1 second too slow, and this encounter might have ended very differently. What do you think? Were these just coincidences, misunderstandings, or proof that there's more to the wilderness than we understand? Which encounter was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. For now, stay safe. You never know what's lurking in the woods.